Hello, students, and welcome to the Introduction of Restorative Dental Ceramic course. For this course, I am your course coordinator and also the summer externship coordinator. My name is Laura Andreescu. I'm an assistant professor for the Department of Restorative Dentistry. Some of you might know me from last semester, but if not, we're gonna meet each other and we're gonna work together this semester, and I'm looking forward to that. My office hours are Tuesdays from 3:30 to 5 p.m. and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5 p.m. also. If you need to get in touch with me in other times, please email me. You have my email posted in the syllabus, and also you can request to have a Zoom meeting with me at any time. Just give me heads up a few days ahead so we can schedule a meeting when I am available and when you are available. So for this course, you're gonna have the following instructors. For the lectures, you're gonna have Professor Biara Reda Zawala, and she's a very good instructor. She's gonna take care of the lecture portions of this course, and her office hours are Tuesdays from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., 11 to 11:30 a.m., 3:30 to 4 p.m. Again, if you need to schedule a virtual meeting with her, please let her know and she will schedule a Zoom meeting with you. Also, for the laboratory instructors, you're going to have Professor Nicholas Manos, and I'm sure everybody knows him. And again, his office hours are Mondays from 7 to 8:30 a.m. and 2 to 2:30 p.m. Again, if you would like to schedule a meeting with Professor Manos virtually, please let him know in advance and he can schedule a Zoom meeting with you. Again, you're gonna have Professor Biara Red as well. She's gonna also be your lab instructor. And of course, she's having the same office hours as I mentioned before. Another lab instructor is going to be Professor Kathy Peralta. And her office hours are Mondays 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and Fridays 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Again, you can reach Professor Peralta for a virtual meeting by requesting this ahead of time, and she will set up a Zoom meeting with you. And also, you're going to have Professor Julie Navarez Gonzalez, and her office hours are Fridays 7 to 8:30 a.m. and 3 to 4:30 p.m. And again, you can request virtual meeting with Professor Narvaez Gonzalez, and she will set up a Zoom meeting with you. We encourage students to come and discuss with them any concerns that they might have about the course, or about, their academic endeavors and progress, same assessments that you might have in the course, and clarify topics or discussions or anything that they might be a little unclear for you. Um, so what you're going to learn in this course? This course is an introduction to the theory and techniques related to the fabrication of ceramics and ceramic metal dental restoration, which may include porcelain fused to metal crowns, milled zirconia restoration, and pressable all ceramic restorations. Laboratory techniques will include infection control procedures as related to dental ceramics, ceramic and metal substructures, designs and fabrication, pressing techniques, porcelains build up, firing, contouring, finishing, staining, glazing, and polishing. During the summer externship, students will be placed in doctor's office or dental labs to gain real-world exposure to the dental profession. So for this course, you're gonna get 4 credits. So this course is gonna have one lecture hour per week, 6 laboratory hours per week, and the summer externship program is 24 hours in total for a number of 15 weeks. And it's you need the prerequisite courses to the morphology and fixed prosthodontics one. So here you have the textbooks that are required to successfully pass this course. So please make sure you have the courses and the textbooks available to you, especially the Air Force. So in other areas of the syllabus that we are trying to concentrate and explain to the students are the policies. So I would like you to take a little bit of time and read the policies. And if you have any questions, please address them to me or any faculty or Professor Sina, who's the department chair. It's important to understand that we would like you to be on time for every class, regardless if it's just the lecture or if it's the lab. And that's important because that keeps your progress going in the course. So you don't miss any important demonstrations that might take place in the labs or any other important discussion and presentations of material that may take place in the lecture. So please be on time. Please bring a notebook or something that you can take notes in the lectures. Please be ready to ask questions. And in the lab, please come to the lab prepared to work. Don't forget to bring your toolkit, what you need for the day to complete the lab procedures, and also the PPE. So don't forget your lab coat, your goggles, your masks. Those are important things that you have to bring with you through every class. Also, I want to mention very importantly, we try to keep the labs very clean, not only for, healthy issue, because we don't want to breathe dust and all kind of stuff that we grind and we use in the laboratory, but also it's a safety issue. So we want to be aware that at the end of each lab section, we should spend at least 10 minutes to clean up the lab and do not leave your dirty workspace for somebody else to clean it, somebody who's coming after you. You wouldn't like to have that done to you. So please be advised also that at the end of the semester, in your final grade, there is a little, and we're going to see later on, there is a grade for neatness and cleanness, meaning, your instructor is going to grade you based on how you work, how clean you work, and also how you participate in your cleaning duty at the end of each lab section. So, also, if you go online, and we all these days using more and more online platforms. Even we're not discussing just meeting on Zoom or any other platforms, but when we use the online any platform like the Bright Space, emailing somebody, always be polite. Always make sure that what you write it's professional and polite and respectful. Okay, even if you have a disagreement with somebody, you don't have to be, uh, you know, you have to be professional. So please be aware that we are in a official setting, in an academic setting. So your email, it's academic, it's connected to CUNY. So that's a educational institution. So please be aware of that and try to maintain the etiquette. Okay. Also, professional professionalism and ethics is very important to, like I said, respect yourself, respect others that you come in contact with, especially your instructors, your professors, your CLT team that helps you with the materials and helps you with anything that you may need. So please show respect. Address everybody by their title. So we work hard to get where we get as educators, and it's important for us for you to show respect to us. And one way to show respect is to address us by the titles: Professor Biara, Professor Manos. Okay, it's not Nick, it's not Biara, it's not Laura. So please be aware of this. It show your little respect to us because we respect you the same, and we respect you and we care about you. So I think, want to have this great relationship with you based on respect and be polite. So moving on, again, when you come to the class, especially when we're talking about laboratory, like I said, bring your PPE, be ready to work in a safe environment. Also, ladies, or if you have long hair, please tie that up, especially when you use a handpiece or you're grinding or you're polishing something. Make sure you tied up your hair. Make sure you put your jewelries inside um, your necklace, especially if they're long. Put them inside your blouse or something so they don't caught up um, in any equipment that you may use. So be aware of these things. No open toe shoes. Um, Try to be respectful in a way that, you know, keep it professional. So the laboratories are a working area. So no running around, no joking around, uh, be professional, okay? So no eating, especially in the laboratories, because there are a lot of areas that, we do a lot of grinding and, safety issue, health issue. We don't want any food or beverages in there. And this is actually violation of OSHA guidelines. So if we have an inspection, and usually those inspections are taking place without announcing us, so if they come and they found, our labs students eating or drinking coffee, especially in the morning, everybody needs a little coffee, I understand. But if they come unannounced and they find us that we violated those rules, the school is gonna get fined. And the fines are not $50 or whatever, they're thousands of dollars. So we don't want to, you know, be fined for something that we can avoid. If you need to have a little snack or you want to have a coffee, take a 5 minutes break, go outside in the hallway or whatever, have a little coffee, a little snack, and come back to the class. So that's my advice to you. Again, when you are in the lab, especially, make sure that if you don't know how to use a piece of equipment, just don't go ahead and try to figure out by yourself. Ask your instructor. If, let's say, for instance, maybe your instructor it's in the bathroom or whatever, is not there at the moment. Don't touch anything. Just go and ask maybe Jean or other instructor if you need assistance right away, or wait for your instructor to come back. So don't be afraid to say, I don't know how to use this piece of equipment. Can you show me how to use it safely? Okay. So, and that's very important. Again, because we have these platforms, online platforms, we use them a lot, and you know this from last semester. We're using Brightspace. So if we have an inspection, and usually those inspections are taking place without announcing us. So if they come unannounced and they find that, our labs students eating or drinking coffee, especially in the morning, everybody needs a little coffee, I understand. But if they come unannounced and they find us that we violated those rules, the school is gonna get fined. And the fines are not $50, or whatever, they're thousands of dollars. So So a lot of information, assessments, and communication take place through Brightspace. So I will say maybe twice a week, check your Brightspace. Check also when you have the due dates for each assessment in online, and make sure you respect the due date. So don't be late with your assessments, okay? Um, So what are the objective? What we trying to teach you, and what are the goals for you to learn in this course? So upon successful completion of the course, each student should be able to describe the principles and methods of prevent disease transmission and cross-contamination during fabrications of ceramic restoration, describe the theory and techniques related to the fabrication of ceramic and ceramo-metal dental restoration, which may include porcelain fused to metal crowns, mill zirconia restoration, and pressable all ceramic restorations. Fabricate fixed ceramic restoration in accordance with the given prescription. Prepare and evaluate casts with removable dies. So each of you, you're gonna receive a printed model with removable dies, so you can take out the dies and do the wax up on them. The case, I think the ones that you're gonna receive this semester, they're already articulated. Then you have to design, develop, and wax substructure patterns for all ceramic pressable restoration utilizing magnification. Process patterns, so sprueing, investing, burnout, casting, or pressing. Fitting the restoration using magnification. Prepare the framework to receive porcelain, apply and fire dentin and enamel porcelain, contour the crowns once the porcelain is applied, perform optical external characterization, staining, glazing, and to match the desired shade, finish and polish porcelain and non-porcelain bearing surfaces utilizing magnification. So now not bearing surfaces means the portions where we don't apply porcelain. So for instance, you're going to see later on in the lab project, you're going to have to do a porcelain fused to metal crown it's going to have a metal color. So that metal color is not going to have obviously stain and glaze. So you need to polish that metal. So that's one example. Fabricate a foil matrix for a porcelain complete jacket crown. So this is a project that it's very good because it's going to teach you to do just the foil. You're not going to put the porcelain on the foil. You're not going to complete the jacket crown. You're just going to do the substructure, meaning the foil matrix. Demonstrate safe handling and of all equipment associated with the ceramic restorations, and meet all the responsibilities assigned for the summer externship program. Each student will submit an essay, documented their experience and activities, and complete an externship student survey. Each externship site will conduct a detailed evaluation of participating students' performance. So this is what we're trying to achieve in this semester in this course. Okay. So this is how the grading is working. So this is a unique course in this program, in the Dental Laboratory Technology program, because it's the only course that has three components. So we have the lecture, which counts for 40% of the final grade of this course. The laboratory counts for 50% of the course, and also the summer externship counts for 10% of this course. So each portion of this course, right? It's mandatory. So you need to attend the lecture and pass the lecture with at least 70%. attend and pass the laboratory portion with at least 70%, and attend and pass the summer externship program with at least 70%. Okay, so you have to pass each of these portions of the course for you to complete the course and move on. So what happened if you don't complete one of the portions of this course? You're gonna fail the course. So for instance, if you have a 90 in lecture and you have a 80 in lab, but you didn't do the externship, or you have a low grade in the externship, you're not gonna pass the course. So you have to retake this course. What happens if you have less than 70% in lecture? So let's say you have a 65% in lecture, you have a 80 in lab, and you have 100 in externship. You're still not going to pass because you failed the lecture. So that's how it works. You have to pass all these portions of the course with at least 70% to pass the course. Now you may ask, so what happens if I don't pass the course? If you don't pass the course, you will have to wait until spring 2027, another year, to re-register for this course. So that's going to delete your graduation time, okay, with another year. So make sure you make arrangements and study hard. And if you need tutoring, ask for help and pass this course. Okay. So how the lecture evaluations take place. So in the lecture, you're gonna have a quiz, a midterm, and a final. And this you can ask Professor Biara Breda, but I think your exams, quiz, midterm, and final, I think they'll be in person. So please check with Professor Biara and see the dates and also how this is going to work. Also, you're going to have online assessments, which each of them, they're going to have a due date. So make sure you complete online assessments in Brightspace by the due date. And you may say, oh, I'm not going to do the assessments. It's only 2% each. Yeah, 2% each, it adds up. Okay, so let's say maybe you didn't do too well in the midterm, you got a lower grade. And if you miss some of the assessments, then your grade is going to be suffering. So I strongly encourage you to do the assessments online because that's going to boost your grade in the end. Okay. Um, Here we're going to have you have detailed explanation for each lecture. So you're going to learn the topic, what it's expected, the goals of the lectures, and also what your performance should be. So please take a look and get familiar with the lecture schedule and the topics, and most importantly, take a look where the exams are. So in lecture 5, you're gonna have the quiz, okay? Then let's see, midterm is gonna be during the lecture 10, which is 30% of your grade for lecture. And then the final obviously is gonna be in the last day. So um, of the semester, which is lecture number 15. Okay. So again, this is the schedule for the lecture. Please, if you look at the schedule, you're gonna see the topics and you're gonna see also the assessments with the due dates and also the reading assessment. So you can, if you're not remembering or you don't have, you didn't take notes for that lecture and you have questions about the topic, You can look at the presentations and you can look at the reading list here and go back to those materials and read and study. That's going to help you with your exams, okay? For the laboratory, again, it's gonna be a little intense because in the laboratory you're gonna have, will give you those printed models. So every student is gonna receive a printed models with 4 removable dies, and the models they're gonna be mounted on a disposable articulator. So the projects that you have to complete in this lab are gonna be to do a porcelain fused to metal crown for tooth number 3. So you need to do a wax up of coping, and the instructors are gonna tell you, and obviously they're gonna show you how to do this. And we want the coping to have a lingual color with the uprights. So that's going to be the design. And once you have the coping done after you invest it and cast it, then you're going to apply porcelain. And I'm sure all of you, you're going to receive the medal for the porcelain. But I'm sure all of you, you have those kits, the Ceramco 3 porcelain kit. Make sure that the porcelain that you're using, it's for metal restorations, okay? So don't use Emax porcelain for PFM porcelain crown, okay? So don't mix and match materials. If you're not sure, please ask your instructor. Another project that you will have to do, you're gonna have to do uh, 3 ceramic crowns. Okay, so this is all ceramic. They're gonna be all pressable, and we're gonna use Emax system. So we're gonna do restoration for tooth number 8, which is gonna have so when you do the wax up, you do a full contour wax up for the central, and then you're gonna cut up a little bit of the facing, and then you're gonna press it, and we're gonna apply Emax porcelain only on the facing for the central. For tooth number 6, which is the canine, we're gonna do a coping in Emax, and then you're gonna build up the full crown for the canine using Emax porcelain. And again, for tooth number 14, for the molar, you're gonna do a full wax up, and then we're gonna press it in Emax, and we're gonna be no porcelain applied to it. So it's gonna be full contour press Emax, okay? So these are your projects for this semester, and on top of it, you're gonna have to do, like I presented before, the foil matrix for the porcelain jacket. Okay, so make sure that you understand that. And as you can see, for the laboratory grading, we have a portion that it's dedicated for clean and neat, which is 4% of the grade for the lab. Again, here we have of outline a detailed description for each laboratories sections, what material you should use, what PPE you should use, what equipment should be used. So please refer to this, especially before you go to your lab. Let's say you know tomorrow you have your lab, just look in the syllabus and see, oh, today I'm supposed to do this. So I'm not going to take everything from my locker and bring it there. I'm just going to take what I need for that lab, okay? All right, so those are the schedule for the lab section. All right. And this is something that I want you to spend a little time on it and look at the grading for the lab. So each project, it's breaking down in terms of how your instructor is going to grade you for each project and what they're looking for. So if you look, for instance, BFM individual wax up and casting for tooth number three, what the instructor is looking at. Oh, uh, okay, they want a lingual color number three. So I know if I don't do the lingual color, I'm going to lose 2 points, right? If I don't do the spruing right, I'm going to lose some points. Again, the casting, if the casting is not correct, I have a miscast, I'm going to lose some points. So this is a guide also for you that when you work on your projects, you know what to address to obtain maximum points for your work. All right, so this is your grading. So now we're coming into this portion, the externship program. And I want you to understand very clearly, this is not like if I want to go. No, this is a mandatory part of this course. You have to go. Um, if you don't go, you automatically failing the course. You can have 100% in the lab, you can have 100% in the lecture. You don't do the externship, you're failing automatically. There is no question about it. Okay, so make sure for this summer, don't make any major plans to go overseas or to have long vacations with your family. We all want that. Okay, so I'm not saying, don't go on vacation or don't take care of whatever um, obligations you might have. Of course, we all have to work around it, but no major, like, oh, I'm going in Italy for 2 months in the summer and I don't want to be bothered with this. So that's what I meant. I'm stressing with you. Once you have the externship done, yes, you can go on vacation, you can do whatever you need to do. Okay. So I want to be clear with you about this from the beginning because I don't want you to be in the middle of the summer and be like, oh, but I didn't know that, I'm not supposed to make plans. So I'll tell you from now, don't make any plans. Also, sometimes, there are situations that we cannot control. Okay, so something happened, an emergency in a family, whatever the case might be, and it happens to all of us. So you're not the only one, but you're not alone. During the summer, we're going to be in touch, you and me, all the time. So if you have a problem, if something, you have to take care right away, an emergency, whatever the case might be, please let me know in advance. Don't be like, oh, I don't care. I'm not going to bother tell her because I can hear from the other end. So how I'll explain to you how the externship work, and you're gonna understand that even though you might say, "Oh, she's not here to, you know what's going on if I'm going or not." She has no way of knowing. I do, and it's unfortunate that sometimes I will have to fail students because I'm sorry to say that they lie. So be aware of the fact that this is mandatory program and we have to be serious about it and do it, and it's only 24 hours. It's not the whole summer, it's not a week, it's only 24 hours. So how does citizenship works? Well, it's very simple. So before we start the externship, as soon as you can, right now, when the semester starts, please do your Title IX training and get your certificate. So you have the link. I send it. It's in Brightspace. There is a link that you should use. You can use to go to your externship and to your Title IX. And I will send that link again in the announcements. So that's your first step. Do the Title IX, obtain your certificate, download your certificate into your computer, and then send me a copy of your certificate. Don't send me a picture of your email that you email that. No, send me a copy of your certificate. I cannot be more specific than this. I don't want like I took a screenshot of this or no, a copy of your obtained certificate for the Title IX, please. Okay. And once you have that, if you don't do that and you say, you know what, what's going to happen? If I don't do it, I don't do it. It's mandatory. She will have to send me somewhere. No, based on the fact that you don't provide what's the college policy, this is college policy Title IX, I cannot send you to the externship to complete the externship program. Therefore, you're going to fail automatically. Okay, so be aware that we like it or not, and we have to do those trainings too. We have to do those, okay? So make sure you complete your Title IX training, obtain your certificate, and email me your certificate, please. Thank you. All right, so once I have your certificate, all right, then I'll come and talk to you in the classroom and we have to do what's called student preference sheet. So what I do usually, I come around and I'll give you a piece of paper with your name on it, and you can write. And what I ask you to do is just let me know where you reside. I don't need to know your exact address. I don't know. I just need to know the borough. Oh, I live in Queens. I live in Manhattan. I live in Staten Island. I live in Connecticut, whatever. And once that's one area. Another area that we ask you in this preference sheet is how you commute. You're driving, you like to drive every day, you like to take the public transportation, you like a combination of driving, public transportation, whatever that is. And also, another question that we ask in this preference sheet is where would you like to have your externship assignment? So sometimes you may say, well, I live in Queens, I would like to go to an externship in Queens, which makes sense. Or you might say, I live in Brooklyn, but I'm working in Manhattan, and I know, for me it would be easier if I tied up something in Manhattan. Okay. So that's why we ask your preferences, because we try to match you up based on how it's easy for you to commute to that place, how far is it from your house, you know, where would you like to go? I'm not guarantee you 100% that I can give you what you want, but I'll try my best. Okay. And, you know, knowing what you want, it's easy for me to look into different places. If I don't know, I'll just assign you whatever I have available. Okay. So once we have the preference sheet done, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start um, getting in touch with the externship sites. So we have quite a few dental offices and dental laboratories that participates every year with us in this program. Now, every year I have to ask how many students each site can take. So some sites in the summer, some laboratories or dental practices, they might be very busy and they might say, you know what, I can take only one student this summer. Some of them, they might say, I can take 5 students. So, you know, during this period of time, probably March, April, maybe a little bit of May, I'll be busy contacting those lab sites and try to see how many students they can accommodate for the summer externship program. So once I have their participation, then I'm gonna look at your preference sheet and I'm gonna look at the labs and the dental practices that I have, and I'm gonna try to match you up in terms of the location where you want to go for the externship. So once that's done, I'm hoping by May to start sending you. You're gonna receive a letter in email from me telling you where you have to go. So you gonna read the letter and you're gonna I'll give you the name of the person you need to contact, the externship site, so the name of the business, the location where it's located, and the contact information for the person in charge. And I will say, give them a call and talk directly to them instead of relying on emails. Sometimes people that are very busy, usually they don't have time to read the emails right away. Or if they're seeing the reference of the email saying, oh, it's a student from, he can wait, right? So usually pick up the phone and call. So once you receive this assignment letter from me, then you go ahead and you call the place and you recommend yourself and say, introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm so and so, student of the restorative dentistry at City Tech, and I'm calling you in reference of my externship, um, summer externship program. Uh, I'm calling to make arrangements to come to complete my externship. And majority of the people that we work with, they've been doing this for years, okay? So they know uh, what to expect and they know kind of how to accommodate you. So it's something that you need to do. Why? Because first of all, I don't know your schedule for summer. Some of you might work in the summer part-time, or you might have other family obligations or whatever. So I can say, oh, John, you're gonna go at this lab Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 8:30 to 4:30, and that's it, you're done. Because I don't know how busy that lab is, and I don't know if you have other stuff to do in the summer. So the arrangements for completing the summer externship, it's based solely between you and the externship side. So once you receive the letter from me, you're gonna pick up the phone and you're gonna call them to make your arrangements for the externship. Now, the arrangements, like I said, depends on how busy they are and also, um, how many students they take. So I may send one student to one side, or I may send 4 or 5 students on one side. So the moment you receive my letter, make the call right away, because if there are 4 or 5 students assigned to the same site, you want to be, if you have something arranged for later in the summer, you want to be maybe some of the first to make the arrangements. Now you may ask yourself and say, well, maybe they can take us all. If there are 5 students, that goes to this externship, why we don't go all of us in the same time? And that's a good question. But again, that's being a little bit selfish because they're doing business. So the labs or the dental practices, they're not stopping their work to accommodate us. So they still have to work, they still have to produce money. So we don't like to interfere with the business. So if they're going to say, you are coming today and your colleague is coming 2 weeks from now, that's the way it's going to be. Because, like I said, they're in the business of serving the dental community. They're not in the business of accommodating us how we want it. Okay. So they're doing us a favor, allowing us to um, give you this learning experience outside of the classroom to learn about your profession, to talk to experienced professionals, dental technician, doctors, assistants, all kind of people you're going to meet there. So I want you to be aware also when you go in there to be professional, okay? Uh, be respectful, be professional. The way you dress counts very much. Dress professionally. Don't go in there like you go into the Oscars or the Grammy Awards, okay? Dress professionally, neat, clean, bring your lab coat with you, be respectful. If you see a technician is sitting at the bench and it's working very hard, and don't interrupt, okay? Or if somebody is doing a design on CAD CAM and is talking on the phone with a doctor or something, don't interrupt and say, hey, why you move the mouse this way? Or okay, so be aware that they're working and we don't want to interrupt their process. We just want to observe and to learn. Okay. So when you make the arrangements, also be aware that it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, today, come tomorrow, and you're going to do 24 hours tomorrow and you're done. So usually they make arrangements with you saying, okay, you can come 3 days, 8 hours a day, and you complete the 24 hours. Or they may say, well, you come this Monday, every other Monday for 4 hours until you complete the externship. So these are examples that I give you. So it's not like a guarantee that you can get everything in one shot. So again, make arrangements, be polite, and this is something that you discuss with them based on their business, how busy they are, and also on your obligations that you might have during the summer. So your side is as important as their side. I don't want to minimize that, because what you do in your summer, it's very important to you. Obviously, you need to relax, to refresh, to start a new semester, ready. So it's important for you to have this time to unwind. But also we have to take care of business, so so finish this program. So what they may ask you to do during the externship, mainly why you go in there is to learn, to observe what they do in the lab, how they work in the lab, and to actually see that what you're learning in classroom, it's used in practice. All the concepts that you learn in lectures, right? Everything that you read, and especially the Air Force manual, you see used today in practice, okay? Maybe some of the labs, they might tweak it a little bit here and there, the techniques, but the results are the same and the principles are the same. So this is a demonstration that you are on the right path, and what you're learning in the classroom, it's so valuable for the industry. Okay. Also, they might ask you to do little tasks. And I have in the past, I have students that they did little, tasks such as mounting a case, boarding up an impression, um, maybe waxing a little bit of CAD CAM, just, a little design in CAD CAM, little things staining and glazing a crown. So little things that kind of in the beginning may be very intimidated, but once you did it and you did it under supervision and you did it right, it feels so good, because you're like, oh my God, I'm really good at it and I'm really liking it. And this is what I'm gonna do after I graduate. Instead, maybe in during the class time, you like to do dentures, but in the externship program, maybe you did stain and glaze for crowns and you like that, and you'll be like, you know what? I thought I like dentures, but I don't. I actually like fixed, So it's a way for you to kind of gauge what you like, to kind of see what's out there, what's the area that you feel like you can adapt fast, you know. And also, it's a time for you to make connections. All right. So meet people, be friendly with them, um, be, of course, respectful, and don't forget. This is one of the most important things that I'm gonna ask you. You represent the college, you represent our department, okay? You our representation. So the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you present yourself, that's how the people who receive you think about us as educators, think about the college, think about what we do, okay? So you are our ambassadors there in terms of, you know, showing how strong and powerful our program is, and they're going to come back and help us more. Not only that, but many of them, they might offer you a job. They might say, I know you're going to graduate in a year or whatever, but I can offer you a part-time job until you graduate. And then once you graduate, I'll give you a full-time job. It happens. I will say, with the exception of COVID, time, I will say majority of times after COVID, I had students that receive job offers during the externship. So that's why I'm saying be polite, be professional, because you might end up with the job. You never know. So once you finish your externship, you have to do two assessments, and they're both in bright space. Okay, so one assessment, it's going to be to do a report, and in the report you have to write what you did in the externship, um, who did you met, did you do any kind of work, um, what kind of work? Did you enjoy it? What did you like about it? All this fun stuff. Just describe what you did, okay? And then that's 8% of those 10% for the externship grade. And then the other 2%, you have to do also in Brightspace a survey, a student survey, which there are a few questions asking you. Did you went over there? What did you do? Who did you meet? Did you have any, feedback for us? How we can improve the externship program for the, students? So this is the survey. It's another 2%. So those are the two assessments that you have for the externship. Now, after I have all your um, assessments done and posted in bright space. Then I'm gonna grade them, and then everything is gonna be okay. Now, what I need to mention is one thing. At the end of the semester in May, when the semester ends, you're gonna see a funny letter for this course. It can be a Y, you can be a Z, whatever, a funny letter. You're not gonna have A or B or C, whatever you earn in this class, okay? Because the final grade is gonna be done after I enter your grades for the extension. So your final grade is gonna be actually in August after I complete all the grading. Now, you may finish your externship and the assessments very fast, and everything is going to be good. But if I have one student that's going to drag it and that's going to delay everything, I cannot submit the grades to the register until all of you submitted the assessments and I graded. If I have one student that it's late, it's going to delay everything. So none of you, you're gonna have the grades, the final grades, until the last student submits, and I grade the assessments for the externship. So I want to be clear on that. Once I submit the grades to the register office, then the grades are going to be changed to whatever you obtain in this course. So it can be an A, it can be a B, hopefully not C. We don't want to go that low, but that's the how the externship works. Meanwhile, during the summer, don't you believe that I'm somewhere on the beach with pina colada and I'm just doing nothing. So during the summer, I'm contacting you if there is any problems, or also, you know, um, I'm contacting you to ask you how everything is going. I want to know also your dates. When are you going? Right? So you have to, once you make your arrangements, you email me back and you say, hey, professor, I make my arrangements. I'm going to go to the lab Z on June 9, 10, and 11 from 8:30 to 5. And that's it. Good. Also, during the summer, I'm going to send out surveys to the externship site. So each externship site that take our students, they have to do an evaluation on you. So there are questions that we ask about, did you went over there? What did you do over there? Um, were you respectful? Did you use the vocabulary, technical vocabulary and concepts that you learn in school? So this comes back to me, and at the end, I review everything. Um, so even you, like I said before, and that's why I'm giving you some points in terms of um, what not to do when you go to the externship. So, like I said, dress appropriately, not over the top. Just be, nice and decent, because that was one of the complaints for the sites a few years ago. As one of the students went there dressed inappropriately with open shoes, open toe shoes, mini skirt, and stuff like this. Another big complaint was about paying attention. So some of the students that went to the externship, what they did, and they thought they're allowed to do this, they took out their phone exactly like you do in your classroom, some of you, which it's very disrespectful. uh, Take out their phones or whatever their devices, and they play music, or they playing games or movies. Be aware that these people are take time away from their busy schedule to take care of you. Okay, so just be aware of that and be respectful. Don't play music. You can watch music, you can watch movies in your free time. This is a professional time, okay? So be respectful of that. Be on time. That's another thing. Be on time, okay? If they tell you be here at 8:30, be there at 8:15. If they told you you have to be there till 4 o'clock, don't be, oh, it's 3:30. Can I go now? No, stay there till 4 o'clock, okay? So make sure that you learn the good habits, because this is a kind of overview how you're gonna work in not too far away when you're gonna start actually after graduation, when you're gonna start work. That's how it's gonna be. So accustom yourself with um, the daily operations of the lab, what they're doing, um, how they working, and being professional. This is one of the most important aspects that I'm asking you. Respectful and professional. Okay. I don't ask you to go over there and show that, oh, I can do CAD CAM. Let me show. No, Just be respectful and be professional. You're going to learn a lot more and you can make a lot of good friends that may help you, not only now, maybe to get a job, but through whole your career. Okay. So keep that in mind. So once I have their reports back, and then I'll put together um, summer externship report for 2026 that stays in the restorative dentistry program record. So I'll give it to Professor Sina. And also, a copy of this report goes to the NGS, Northeastern Gynecological Society, which is presented at their spring session. So a lot of doctors and lab owners, they read this report that I'm writing based on what you did and the feedback that I get from them. And you know, they they're happy with us so far. So let's maintain that good relationship that we have with the industry, and we're gonna work together through this. So if you look in the syllabus, towards the end of the syllabus, we have the summer externship schedule. This is kind of like the outline. I would like to stick to those dates. All right. So um, the last day to finish your externship, so going to your assigned lab or dental practice would be July 17, 2026. And the last day to submit, the due date to submit both your lab essay report, what you did in the externship, and the survey, it's going to be August 1st, and both are in Bright Space. So uh, before the class starts, please familiarize yourself with the syllabus. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me or to ask me. You can stop in my office. I'm in the office Tuesdays and Thursdays this semester. So you can stop in and talk to me if you need to see me in person, or if you want, we can set up a virtual meeting. Just send me an email and give me at least a day ahead so I can fit you in my schedule. Um, Thank you so much for your attention. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to work with you this semester.